So, last session, the avant-garde fought a kraken at the um, small island archipelago of Taivas. No, Vesrial. Sorry. Uh, you all did very well in your battle against the kraken. It was a dangerous foe, but its inability to really be in good terrain hampered it, and it was not able to escape your wrath. With some help from Gamesh, Damien was able to secure the planar portal to the water elemental plane. After some lucky encounters with a kraken heart, the seal is up, but for how much longer, no one knows. Evidence was gathered of some sort of influence from Bane, god of tyranny. And now, Damien is willing to accompany you on a quest to go to the far, far north, deep into Draconis, to the Great Well. And I believe that's where we left off.
I believe so.
So, the rest of the day goes by fairly mundanely. The Kraken is disassembled by many of the people of Vesrial, and you all are sat down in the Great Hall. You can see the flashing of the lighthouse, spreading this strange blue light coursing over the entire archipelago. Damien disappears with his father for a short time, and eventually returns. I have something for all of us for going north. It's an old map, but it's probably the best we have. He lays a really old, crumpled sheet of paper onto the table that you all are currently sat at, and unfurls it. Who's the first to look upon the map?
I guess I will.
Okay. Looking upon the map, you can see many pieces of the north that you do know of. You can see the edges of the Pirate Republic. You can see Vesrial and the islands to the south of the actual northern reaches of Draconis. However, this also contains many other new reaches and spaces. One of which is the Great Well, which I am going to unveil now. This is the remainder of the continent of Draconis. You can see many ruined small settlements. You can see the great northern Morning Mountains and the Great Well. Somewhere there is the location that you've been seeking for Senti, and a new location that could assist Vesrial in uncovering why this is happening.
Did we know that the Great Well was where we needed to go for Cynthia, or did we just know it was in Draconis?
I believe you were told. I believe you knew that the Great Well was that location.
Okay.
You were told of a location that has been untouched by humans, and the Great Well is one of those.
Okay. Cool.
It is. No. Not traversed.
Right.
So I'm assuming we're taking your ship north, right?
No, I mean, I don't have any other methods to get in there. Well, we do, but
We might as well take the ship. We already brought it this far.
Is it rated for um, icy weather?
Probably not. I look at Seer. I don't know. Do you know?
Um, I'm not too sure, but I doubt it.
Alright.
If we need, maybe we can hit up Ransu. It's the capital of the Dragon's Lance, and maybe we can get your ship refitted. Other than that, hope you have winter gear. We're heading into winter. It's gonna be cold as hell.
I think I have some winter clothing. I think.
Didn't we get winter clothing when we were going up in the mountains?
I think so.
You might have. I just realized the music bot isn't in the chat for all of you.
Oh.
I was just listening to music by myself. Do any of you have winter clothing on your sheets?
Probably not my sheet.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm also unaffected by cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Faraday always has winter clothing on.
In her artwork, she's wearing winter clothes.
Oh,
She has to
Faraday-
take them off to not die everywhere else.
Yeah, Faraday might be one of the only people to survive going this far north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get winter clothes, probably.
Yeah, all I have is traveler's clothes.
Yeah.
I think my normal outfit is winter clothing, and then I have a set of normal clothes that I have to wear everywhere else on the planet.
Oh man.
It's great. We love it.
Damien will say, well, if we can get to Ransu in time, we can fashion up some winter clothes.
Yeah, looks like we need to stop at Ransu to go shopping.
Yeah.
I would offer, some of our clothes, but we're kind of lucky. We don't really get that cold here. Kind of looks back towards where the lighthouse is.
Yeah, we don't normally either. But just to stop, so
Fair.
shouldn't be too much of a problem.
If you're all set to go in the morning, we can do that.
Well, no point in waiting, so rest up, I guess.
He'll show you to some spare rooms, nothing fancy, just enough to sleep through the night. Is there anything any of you wish to do over the course of your night?
Do Krakenhearts need special preservation?
I do not believe so. They are just very useful.
Okay.
Let me find the creature loot again.
I'll make sure it won't rot.
Yeah, it's not gonna rot.
Alright. And I can't think of anything special.
Okay. Yeah. The night goes by fairly simply.
Alright.
Yeah. You all awake in the morning to a nice seafood breakfast. Um, you know, it seems this island's, this archipelago's, very tied into the sea. So most of the things you eat while you're here are seafood. Um, you know, some seaweed for Faradir. And maybe some rice and good spices. Other than that, fairly standard breakfast. You all head down to the spice rack. Captain Kyle is currently seemingly taking a note of the items being brought on board. Damien, you see, is bringing a lot of stuff. Currently, he has 2 massive crates that he's just, carrying on board the ship. You can get the faint smell of like seafood coming from one of them, and are sure he's bringing his own supply of like probably oysters and clams and such.
Okay.
Captain Kyle welcomes all of you back on board. I haven't been privy to your conversations. Where are we headed now?
Should be to Ransu to... This ship isn't outfitted for cold weather, is it?
No.
Thought not.
No, if we
Well,
tangle with any icebergs, we're gonna have a problem.
yeah, we're heading to Ransu to hopefully fix that.
Got it. Well, hopefully the Dragon's Lanch is feeling in a good, giving mood.
Well,
Anyways, we're about ready to kick off. You might want to hold on to something when we do. You see he goes back and talks with the remainder of your crew. You all ready yourselves, have everything you need, and with a single word, he had to have Asif prepare a special spell to push the ship off from the coastline, as it was basically parallel parked, and he cannot unparallel park it without the use of a spell.
She's an airbender.
I mean, not an airbender. You control water is a very, very good spell.
It is. It's fantastic.
Yeah. You basically just create like a small wave to shunt the ship out from its docking, and soon the ship is out on the seas, heading to Ransu, which will be a day's travel, approximately.
All right.
So let's get a. Okay. Can someone roll me a D100, please?
Sure.
49. Okay. And can I have one more person roll me another D100?
I'll do that. $89.
Okay, 89. Sweet. Your first day back on the ocean, the sky is clear, and you make good time. Getting just about, maybe around 10 miles from Vesrial, even though the sky is clear, there are no clouds, it's sunny and bright, the air suddenly kind of shifts, and you immediately feel this much more coarse wind kind of pick up. And there is a chill on it. And for the first time in a bit, you start to feel like the full effects of winter, of a biting, chilly air. And as you keep going more and more north, it gets colder and colder. You find yourselves spending less time on the deck and more time below, out of the bitter chill. As night falls, you all fade into unconsciousness, and in the morning, you begin to see a soft mist currently emanating from the cold water around you. I'm assuming Fairdeer is still kind of being the resident scout.
Yeah, probably Fairdeer and Asif, since she is technically their scout on the ship, generally.
Okay. One thing you notice as you're moving through this very wet, moist mist in the early morning here, you spot a shape off on the right side of the ship. And as you walk over to it and look over, you see a singular rowboat, empty, floating, some distance from your ship. You watch it roil in the mist for some time, and nothing seems to come of it. Do you wish to say anything or do anything? Or just ignore it?
I'll probably point it out, but it doesn't look like it's, like, anything important. I probably won't make a big deal out of it.
Okay. Does anyone wish to... is anyone curious, I should say, of the rowboat? Would anyone wish to check it out, or do all of you just kind of ignore it?
How far away did you say it was?
Probably like 800 feet. It's noticeable off in the distance, but you don't see anyone on it. It's pretty shrouded in mist.
Hmm. 800 feet. I will. Damn. I'll use 5 of the charges from Spyro Dragons to use what's the spell called? Summon Elemental
Okay.
or Conjure, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
And I'll get a Water Elemental, and I'll have it go get the boat and bring it towards us.
Okay.
Nice. Smart.
Very smart, actually.
I have my moments. They're far in between, but I have them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you send out this water elemental. You watch it. It's strange. In times, it looks like a wave coursing over the ocean. And other times, you can clearly see its kind of appendages, its malleable form kind of showing itself slightly more. But you watch as it goes over and soon the small little rowboat begins to head your direction.
Real quick, what time of day is it?
This would be early morning. You
Okay.
only have like maybe an hour or so before you get to Ransu itself.
Okay. Just as every day, like in the morning and then in the evening, Asif casts Death Ward on Seed. Just so you know.
Yes. Always.
So she is. Yeah. I forgot
Once
to mark that
the-
spell slot off, but it is now marked off.
Once the robo starts to get close enough, can I send Pop it out so it's like so it doesn't have to be super close for us to see what's on it?
Sure.
Like looking through his eyes, and going blind myself once it gets like within 100 feet or so.
Yeah.
Probably around 80 feet.
Yeah, that's easy enough. So, as the rowboat is brought closer, you send out your make a perception check to see what's inside.
Yes. Where is his shit? Sorry, let me get his perception checks. Because he's different from me. He gets a +3. That's a 12.
You are unable to discern what is inside until the boat is pressed up against yours and suddenly thrust upwards. As you watch the water elemental begins to almost climb the edge of your ship and dumps this rowboat onto the top deck.
Oh.
You see ice crystals go scattering across the top of the deck as it seems this boat is frosted.
Is there anything in it?
Yeah, spilling out is what appears to be shattered ice cubes. Large piles of them just scatter across the deck. Feodor, you're pretty quick on the draw with perception. So is Belric. And you see, like, some of them have, like, frozen fingers. You see an eyeball, some hair, and you realize these are shattered humans.
Okay.
Okay.
Gross.
They were just put
Flash
in a
frozen.
rowboat.
Yeah, flash frozen, shattered humans.
Ash, frozen, shattered.
Suddenly there was a very loud and bright light off to the same side of the ship as you watch emanating into the sky itself, a massive column of flame 100 feet long just breaks through so much of the mist. You see what looks to be this strange red flash of like a small eye, and you can see a strange draconic face off in the distant mist. Then you hear like this strange, it's a mix of a draconic roar and a horn call. It's as if someone is copying a red dragon's roar. And then you hear another one and another one, and you see more flames echo out through the mists. And soon you see 3 ships with a very different design. You can see the front of them are almost opened up slightly with these draconic mouths where the flames seem to have just been breathed from. You can see they're slightly malleable and can shift and move, these draconic faces. They are fairly thin. They are not deep water ships whatsoever, but you can see they're littered with different sorts of weaponry. You can see all 3 of them are masked with different individuals, and you can see red draconic scales are almost embedded into the side of their masts. And you can see that they very greatly take on the visage of like draconic wings folded outwards for their sails. It is a strange sight. You just watch all three of them exit from the mist. You see two begin to break off towards you and your ship. The other one continues forward in the same direction you're heading, and you see emanating out of the mist, being dragged and being torn apart by small sharks and other aquatic life, is what looks to be a young white dragon that has a single lance through its skull and is just being dragged behind the ship. Well, that's the dragon's lance. You might want to slow down, Captain. Kyle kind of looks towards Damien, who said that, and then looks towards you, Seer.
Seer had to go away for a second.
Oh. He'll probably slow down. Yeah. If Seer doesn't say anything immediately, he'll call for the sails to kind of be.
I'll just for the covering it. Who are the Dragonlance? Or what's the Dragonlance?
They own a lot of the islands here. They call themselves the Dragon's Lance because they like lancing dragons. They hunt them for sport and for defense. They kind of have like someone call it a war with the dragons. It's we've lost a couple cities to them, but they're fearful.
War with dragons never ends well. Not for the giants, at least.
You hear a different sort of roar come from one of the ships, and you watch as one of the dragon's eyes shift green on one of the ships, and you see a massive cone of green draconic breath just emanates forth from the front of this ship, spilling outwards, as you hear an individual yell towards you, "Halt! You're being boarded!" Your ship slows to a crawl as the dragon's lance seemingly prepare to board your ship. You can see probably about 4 individuals up in the crow's nest, kind of just watching. And as the ship gets close enough, you can see 2 of them kind of stand onto this small little edge. And you see they both run and leap off the ship, open their arms, and you can see what looks to be the underneath of like green scale. And soon they fly through the air and then calmly just land on the deck of your ship. All of them are adorned in draconic wear. You can see these 2 currently have green dragon scales littering up their bodies as they are just adorned in full draconic armor. As they land on your ship, you see one kind of takes this thing off of his back and tosses a long rope off the side of the ship towards Dragon's Lance ships. And soon you hear heavy footfalls on the side of your wood boat as an individual climbs aboard. You can see a burly, strong-looking dwarven man wearing full blue dragon scale. You see on his back is a essentially what looks like a glaive made of dragon bone with a kind of bottom of the pole arm is this sharp dragon like claw edged into it, and the top of it is just a full-on dragon tooth, razor sharp. As he gets to the top of the ship, "Howdy. You're sailing into Dragon's Lance waters. State your business."
Need to dock at Bransu.
He looks towards the rowboat that is currently aboard your ship. "Ah, I see you found its mess. 20 gold and you'll be on your way."
He's at 20 gold and we can be on our way.
Is this water, like, actually owned by them? Like, is this legally their
We're in pirate
stretch of
land.
the ocean?
You're an hour out of Ransu, so you're just coming across like the mountains here on the map. If I right, yeah, like right in this general vicinity.
Also,
Yeah.
sorry, I just
But do they actually have any legal claim to be taxing us? To be tolling us, basically?
I mean, it's kind of
Or
relevant.
are they just being assholes?
You don't know.
Hmm.
You're kind of new to this region of the world.
I
I just give up
Yeah.
20 gold.
I was about to hand them 20 gold too.
You hand him 20 gold. He counts
I
you real
am.
fast. Thank you for your donation.
This nigga said your donation.
Mm-hmm.
The next dragon we slay will be in
I
your
don't
names.
think that's how donations work.
I kind of want to say we have enough slain dragons to our name.
Say it. Fucking say it.
Yeah, okay,
Say
I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell them. It's like we have enough slain dragons to our name.
Kind of looks at you up and down, kind of getting a read for whether or not that was a truthful statement.
I mean, it is. We've killed like 5.
Yeah, we killed him.
Really too many.
He just kind of smiles at that. You hear a distant echoing across the waves. Some sort of very distant roar. You see the two others look to the two green dragon mail wearers kind of look towards each other and look back towards this stout dwarf who just smiles. I bet. Good luck in Ransu. You're free to go. You see he heads down towards where the rope is and just leaps off. Does a hefty roll onto his ship as the two others run, grab their rope, and then spread their wings, their wingsuits, and drift back onto their ship. You see they grab hold of the ladders on the crow's nest and begin to climb back up to the top. And see the two ships now fully drift off, heading kind of back where they originally came from. And
Is it towards the roar?
Yes.
Okay.
You hear distant beating of wings as they let you go.
As they let us go.
I don't
would've
like these
sunk their
people.
ship.
I know, right? As they, like, as if we could not
I
kill
don't
them.
like them.
I mean,
I don't like them at all.
I will say, each of their ships can reproduce a dragon breath.
Yeah. We
So-
can't win ship combat against them. We can win hand to
No,
hand.
they would burn your ship to the ground.
I could have sunk their ship. I could
I
have sunk
mean-
at least one.
I mean, yeah, you guys could have done really good, especially with the
Asif
water-based.
can literally
Yeah,
sink their ship
yeah.
very easily.
Yeah.
She could open up a pit below them, just like Thera did,
So no, guys, we aren't evil.
and destroy them. No, but me and both of my characters hate these guys because they hunt dragons for sport, which is fucked up.
I don't think it's for sport.
He literally said they hunt them for sport.
Oh, I wasn't here for
Yeah.
that.
It's,
Yeah,
He
it's
hunts
not,
them for they hunt them for sport and protection. The protection I can understand, but for sport is fucked up. I don't like that. I think
Um,
they're wrong and they're bad, and I don't like them at all.
And I know I was only here for part of it, but is it reasonable to say that they seem to communicate long distance through reproduced dragon calls?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Faradir just has a great respect for dragons because they fucking kicked the giants' asses.
Interesting.
It was like a mutual kicking of ass in the giant dragon war, but mostly the dragons won.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So she has a lot of respect for dragons. Also, we've been helped by dragons. So
Yeah, but
And
I
we
will
also
say,
killed so many.
yeah,
it,
but that was in self-defense. We didn't ever go looking for fights with dragons.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Um,
looking for fights with dragons is silly and irresponsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
this
think it was
is,
funny how
uh,
they offered to kill it in our name.
Oh,
As if we need it.
it's
Listen,
probably
we wanted a
it's more to
dragon
like
killer
make
and
you
then
feel
do it.
better,
Yeah, after they just robbed us. This is highway robbery.
I mean,
It's
20 gold is a
high
lot to a
stakes.
lot of people, but at
Yeah.
least to us, it's like pocket change.
Listen,
Yeah.
how many
But like
dragons have you
the
killed
average
today?
ship, that's a lot of money.
They've already
Was
killed
it-
one. They've only killed one white dragon today, so you know.
Okay. How many primordials have they killed? We can play this game all day.
Okay. Also, I forgot to mention, you're just left with the frozen human chunks. You know.
I
Can-
just,
Can we throw them back overboard?
yeah, throw them off the ship.
Yeah. I mean, they did spill out of the. Someone has to like, you know, swap the poop back
Yeah, I'll
essentially.
pick them up.
Going around just picking up human chunks.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I have the water elemental clean it up and throw it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the water elemental just absorbs all of them. They start to slowly melt inside of it, and it just dives into the ocean.
There you go.
You have a free rowboat now too.
Did we not have a rowboat on our ship?
No, you have plenty, but you have an extra one now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, damn, we didn't have a rowboat on our ship. That's not good.
I think you have a couple. We haven't used the ship map in a while.
And the
Aesop is gonna sit in it on the deck of the ship.
Fair enough. Yeah. So you eventually follow the one of the Dragon's Lane's ships into Ransu Harbor. You pass by many defenses. Large, imposing mountains lead into a massive natural bay that is shown more and more with the rising sunlight that tears away at the mist. And what you see is a beautiful city surrounded by vast boreal forest, distant mountains, and tall, imposing towers lined with ballistae ready to fire. You can see this city is hard fought. It is a bastion of human settlement in a dangerous and cold place in the world. Off in the distance, you can see massive swaths of familiar volcanic smoke emanating into the sky from the other side of the island and beyond. The space is not as cold as you would expect, mainly due to the mountains blocking a lot of very cold wind coming from out west. But yeah. You find port here in the city of Ransu. The ships here are all made of a different stock. You can see many of those small warships patrolling the inlet, and many normal ships, ships like yours. You can see heavy trading ships made as more of icebreakers, with more cold water advantages. Watch as the ship that you followed in here unloads the partially torn up young white dragon. Using a crane, they lift it onto the docks, and you immediately watch a team of 24 individuals immediately goes to shredding it, taking every skill, and they seem very proficient in their skinning of this beast. And it's not the only one. You see 2 others are in the midst of various stages of harvest. You see one other white dragon, and one of what appears to be a black dragon. All of which are young. Immediately as you dock, Damien kind of steps off the ship. Is actually the first one. Takes a deep smell of the salty air. Well, let's find someone to get your ship some additions.
Do you have someone in mind? Have you been here Or
I haven't been here in a long time. I think I was maybe 12 when I was last here. So, not really. I was just gonna explore.
I'm sure we can find it.
Oh yeah, from what I remember, the people here are really nice. And you see he kind of stops speaking as he has a spear tucked underneath his chin. As you can see, an individual in full black dragon scale, who seems to be some sort of dockmaster, just tucks his spear right underneath the chin. Looks at all of you.
rude.
We're going to need to register this ship, okay? Before you go traipsing around Ransu.
And that requires a spear.
I didn't want him to keep moving. Takes the spear out from underneath Damien's chin, kind of rests it in a stationary position. Come follow me. He turns and takes you to a small kind of open air shed. You can see many different sailors are currently in the midst of doing some small paperwork. He gets behind the counter next to what looks to be some sort of service individual. Ah, welcome to Ransu. Looks at the guard who kind of brought you in. Do you have any ship papers? We need to register your ship while you're here.
Would I have the ship papers?
I would hope so.
I should. Yeah, I'll pull those out. Yeah, we're mainly just here to see about getting our ship upgraded for cold weather travel. And I'll hand over the ship papers.
Thank you. There's a small fee for upgrading a ship for cold weather travel. Is there a reason you're heading further north than Ransu?
I forgot what was our reason for heading further north.
We're going to the Great Well.
Ganesh says that.
Yeah.
You see the individual stops writing. And it kind of looks over all of you. Do you have ship insurance?
Do we have ship insurance?
I don't know.
See, they smile wide. If your ship is, found with all hands dead, is there someone we can take it to? A next of kin? Otherwise, the ship will be scrapped and placed in the current armada.
Oh, that's owned by Sears.
I mean,
Well, I mean, if you find the like,
there's Asif's family. If we want something on
Yeah.
the coast.
okay, I'll name Asif's family.
Wonderful. That's a small fee as well. You see, they take another piece of paper and begin writing out some
Why are we
new
doing this?
documentation.
Cause it's so much worse not to.
This is so silly.
The North Reaches are filled with draconic kin. It's a very dangerous journey. We wish you luck.
You guys
Thank
really know how to
you.
make a dime off of this, huh?
Looks up at you. You want the first?
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be the last.
You say that at the same time.
All right, how much is this going to be in total?
Looking at your ship. Cold weather upgrades, probably about 500 gold. The insurance will cost you about 200. So
Can I make
one-time
an insight check on this guy? Is he just trying to do these seem like legitimate prices, or is he just naming exorbitant rates just
Make it-
because he wants to?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
18. The cold weather upgrade is pretty legit. The insurance is a little high, but you have nothing to compare it to.
I just like how insurance is a thing in your world.
Yeah.
It's mainly just the term insurance.
Realistically, if something is gonna kill everyone on the ship, it's also gonna destroy the ship, and the insurance is pointless.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
yeah, it's not necessarily true. Like
What I'm worried
white-
about is that. Sorry.
like a white dragon, you know, freezing everyone on the top of the ship is a very real thing that could happen. You know, imagine you're just a bunch of normal sailors and an ancient white dragon comes down. You're gone.
We're
Hopefully,
gonna be here for like a
you know.
week.
Yeah. I'm mainly just worried that, like, if we're not on the ship and they find it without anyone on it, if we don't get this insurance deal, they'll just steal our ship.
Well,
that is
I mean,
also a thing. Yeah.
realistically- I mean, no, like realistically, like there's gonna be someone on the ship. We won't be on the ship, but we have a whole crew.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if our entire crew is dead, like, if they die while we're not on the ship and they find our ship and we don't have this insurance, they're just going to steal our ship. And then we'll have to
Yeah.
fight them for our ship.
I mean, realistically, that would happen with or without the insurance. Then
Depends.
I'm just saying, look, at the end of the day, I understand what their insurance is saying that
Yeah.
if they find it, they'll take it to.
They won't
Ace's
put it in
parents.
their military. They'll get it
Yeah.
back to whoever. But
Yeah.
it's still
That's-
bullshit.
At
I
the end of
don't
the day,
like them.
This is capitalism right here.
Yeah.
You sure about the mushroom men?
Do you pay the prices? So 700 gold.
I'll chip in a bit. I don't have a lot of money on me, but I'll give 100 gold for it.
I only have 600 GP on me.
Did I?
Yeah, I've got 510. And I don't know if we'll need money anywhere else. I left all mine in our basement.
I'll chip in like 250. Actually, I'll chip in 300.
Is it? Where's the?
So that's
how much do I
400
have?
so far.
Yeah, I can cover the rest then.
Oh damn! I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. I meant to create a demi plane with the rest of my wealth, but
Right.
yeah,
That would have been very
That's right.
smart.
yeah. I
thought
meant I
you
could have.
did.
I thought
I thought you do have a demi plane with your money.
No, I had it with the loot that we found, but I forgot to actually. I never said that I was putting my wealth in there just to separate
Okay.
mine out. So and since I didn't say it, I ain't gonna come in here and be
I got
retroactive.
you. I got you.
Yeah, but and I have like 300 gold on me. I have more, but technically.
Yeah, I wanted to leave myself with a little bit of gold because we need gold with our
Alright,
clothes and
so-
stuff.
Okay, so who's doing how much now?
So I gave in 300 because it's my
Okay.
ship. So
Okay,
then Faradir gave in 100, which was $400, and then I think Belric said he was giving in the rest, but I don't know if he wants to change that now.
No, I'll do that. I'll do like the 300.
Okay, are you sure?
All right.
Yep, I got plenty of gold on me. I got more gold than I really should have on me.
Damn.
If we get robbed, Belric's gonna be fucked.
No, he's not. As if no one
I
can
mean, that's
rob
true,
him.
but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Who's gonna
It's
be able
impossible to rob
Who's
him.
gonna get him?
Yeah, I looked at my sheet and I was like, oh, I have over 1,000 gold on me and a bunch of platinum.
okay.
Your backpack is so heavy.
It's
Baller.
jingles.
I do have.
That's why
the
you have
group-
disadvantage on stealth. It's because your backpack is going ching 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 ching.
I do have like apparently 600 gold in the group change in my bag. I don't know if that's accurate right now.
I don't know either. At this point, I don't know what's going on anymore with this gold.
It's been so long since we
It's
used the bag.
It's hard
for,
to keep track.
for golds. I'll just ignore it for now. It's no harm.
I know I bought a belt, and honestly, I don't know where my money totally is after that.
Mhm.
I think what I have is right, but I'm just hoping.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you have a plan of travel going north?
You mean it as in the route?
Yes.
North. That's our route.
No.
Yeah, not quite yet.
If you wish to have some updated information, I believe it is 20 gold.
I look at Damien. Do you have a route?
He looks to you, shakes his head.
All right.
Hand over 20 gold.
Yes.
Hey, I know who we're going to war against.
We're helping the dragons.
Hey.
These exploitative motherfuckers.
I
last two-
tell you.
It's like we're dealing with the mafia.
I know.
The service worker responds after giving the 20 gold. The last two port of calls are Sentu, going directly north towards the Great Well, or Vinasala if you're wishing to bypass a lot of the deeper recesses. The city of Hametsu was recently taken over by two twin ancient red dragons, and the city of Mazukine, about 30 years ago, has been home to an ancient white dragon. They are to be avoided with all costs. Many of the islands surrounding the space are known to harbor hatchling sites throughout their tall peaks. Be very wary.
He said the house what now?
Hatching sites.
Oh, hatching.
Yeah,
Hatching.
dragon hatcheries.
Oh, okay. All right.
Damn.
So Hamatsu
Yes.
is the one that has the hatcheries.
They just said like generally most islands will have hatcheries.
Alright,
So
most, okay.
yeah, don't
Ha-
land.
Which one has the ancient white dragon?
That is Mazukine up here.
That one. Okay.
Yeah, and then Hametsu has twin ancient reds. That
Twin ancient reds.
mhm,
Two of them.
yes.
The fuck.
There's a reason this continent is called Draconis. It is home
Hey, listen.
to the
I
most
know.
powerful of dragons.
It's just funny because dragons don't typically share their territory very well.
No.
Okay, so what he's saying is what the safest route from what he's saying is go to Sensu and then to Vinasava and then go around.
I mean, that would probably be a pretty decent one.
Isn't that what he said would be the
Essentially, he said the last two port of calls are Sentu
Oh,
and Vinasala. So those are
okay.
the last two like safe ports that are available to you, depending on which way you go. Going like the long way around, past like up to Vinasala, you could just take like that whole coastal route and probably be okay. Heading through to Sentu and then past that, you know, anything north of Sentu is going to be dangerous. It's kind of the region.
Okay, so then do we want to just head along the coastline up to Vinasala? Or
Oh.
do we need to stop in Sentu for something?
Don't we still have to get cold clothes?
Well,
Well, we can get that here.
Ah, right.
They will offer this information for free.
Oh.
There's a shop called Nunos in town that is specially designed in cold weather clothing.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we can just stock up here and then just go along the coastline so we don't have to try to...
You guys don't want to fight 3 ancient dragons?
No, not really.
I mean, we probably could, but do we want to?
As a player?
It just sounds like a lot of
Okay.
work.
It's just, it's like my issue is,
Player, like
what
as me, I
good
would
would
love to
that
fight
do
an ancient
me?
dragon. Fairdeer does not want to.
what
much.
good would that do us?
I think fighting an ancient dragon would be really fun. It would just be really stupid
yeah.
and unnecessary.
Mhm.
Because I don't think we've ever fought an ancient dragon before.
Nope, you have not.
No,
Not yet.
He's called adults.
man, we
So
could
it'd be
start
a
with
fun
the
new
white
experience,
dragon,
but it's
move on to the
entirely
red
unnecessary.
dragons.
Do you think it was
Yeah.
worth? Do you think it was worth 20 gold?
Then we're no better than them.
I mean, Kinda. It's still shitty that they're charging us for it.
I
They said
mean,
they gotta make a living.
yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose
Alright.
repairing their shit from dragon attacks is probably real expensive.
That
Yeah.
is a very fair point.
It's like living on fucking Burke out here.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So,
yeah.
all right. So we spent 720 right now so far. All right. So, all right. So we just want to get the clothes, and then we want to go along the coast.
Close the cold weather upgrade. Is there anything else that we might need going north? Do you think? Like, do we have enough food? Do we need to restock on anything in our ship?
I would like to think that we were good. Graham typically kind of hand waves that most usually, so.
We need to make sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you have
So
enough.
Graham, are you about to blindside us and make a star?
No, you'll be fine.
Okay. I asked specifically because Damien brought his own food, and I couldn't tell if that was like him
A sign.
knowing
No,
him
that
knowing
was just
things were about to
me.
get really hard, or him being a little bit of a like a little drama.
No, that's just like a character.
Picky.
That's just a character action.
Yeah.
He just
He's
likes
like-
his.
He's like,
likes
I just
seafood.
realized. He's like, I really like my clams. You guys, you got any clams? All right, I'm bringing
Yeah,
my clams.
right.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my clams.
He's like,
I just needed to make sure that that wasn't a sign or an omen of
Nah,
something
man.
to come.
Mance just likes oysters a lot, you know.
God.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, right. What about them is good
Seems like
to
it would be
you?
eating glue.
I can't even imagine the texture. I'd die.
Same. I can't
just-
even eat
Clam.
mushrooms because they're too slimy.
I just imagine like that first
Oh,
night,
no,
all of you like being fed by Pim, who like doesn't even speak common, and him just like judging this new man who's just like like sloshing down oysters
An
left and right.
absolute freak.
Yeah. I think in
This
that
man
moment,
needs
I
psychiatric
think,
help.
I think in that moment, none of us need to speak Pin's language. We just know. We all understand this is.
We all look at this guy and we look at each
Yeah.
other and we just do like we just shrug like
There's a
Alright.
message in our eyes that we all understand.
Hmm.
Oh wait,
this
all right,
guy's
so
insane.
this is a real question for IRL. You guys don't like clams and oysters?
I don't like seafood in general, but I also don't like slimy
Yeah.
things.
I've never had them. Only because the only places I've ever been to that have had them are like very sketchy, like Asian like buffets.
Yeah. Also, there are these like oyster treats for dogs, and they smell horrific.
Oyster?
Yeah, I hate the general
treat?
smell and taste of
Yeah.
seafood, and then like anything that's a slimy texture, I can't really eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I used to eat them, but I'm vegan now, so I was just curious.
Interesting.
What did you think of them?
Oh man, I thought they were all right. Or personally,
I think if like I ever go to like one of the coasts, I probably would try them. But
the,
like
the only thing texture-wise that bothers me is strandy things like celery.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I.
Yeah,
can't
those are
I
also
can see-
bad.
You don't like a fibrous texture.
Yeah, I hate chewing for 5 hours.
not a true herbivore.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
The only way I can eat celery is I have to absolutely drench it in peanut butter
Hmm.
and then bite down on it so fast so that I like actually sever it and don't have to worry about the strings.
Peanut butter just makes everything better.
It's aggressive eating celery.
I can't.
So I don't eat celery very often.
I can't eat celery. It tastes like dirt to me.
It tastes like nothing.
Tastes
It's
like
crunchy
grass.
water. Yeah, it's like crunchy water, but that's why I smother it in peanut butter. So it actually tastes. It just tastes like peanut butter, but it's kind of crunchy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do. It just tastes like dirt to me.
That's
just
sad.
remi-
It's disgusting.
it just reminds me of being tackled playing football and getting my face planted in the ground. That's what it reminds me of. And it's not a good
I mean,
memory.
we're never gonna have to
Dirt.
deal with an oyster monster in the game, right?
I mean,
He said, "If I
You,
find a
you
stab block."
did not. You like that never crossed my mind. Now it has.
Look what you done now.
Don't blame me,
It
blame Doc. Did you see the pictures he sent?
It does look like a mimic though. It really does.
Yeah.
I like it. This would be an awesome monster though.
Right? See? You see why I thought it?
This would be a really cool monster just to see.
Um.
It's cool. It's so colorful and vibrant.
Mm-hmm. It's got so many teeth and eyes.
I know.
Okay. Someone roll me.
All right.
Nah, actually, I'll roll it.
This
It'll
is
be a
this
surprise.
is true sight.
Oh no.
What's happened?
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know if that ooze is for us or for him.
That's
All right.
just to see. We have a new item on the D100 wild encounter list.
Oh.
We haven't left. We haven't left port yet. What do you mean? Wow. What do you mean encounter?
Oh, it's a potential. Like if you roll whatever it is,
Oh.
yeah. I just assigned a number to it.
Can we leave the safe place before you try to kill us?
No longer will you pass a hermit living on a self-sufficient fishing platform that chucks rotten fish at you if you get too close. That will not happen anymore. Now it's something new.
Oh Lord.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Okay, Graham, we need to get these winter clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, before we kill ourselves.
So you go over to Nunos.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walking
Well, I'm
in.
gonna put the ship papers back.
What back?
The ship papers,
Oh, fair enough.
and then head over to the store.
Gotcha. You could probably all wait for Sierra in that case. It wouldn't be too long.
You'll just refuse to wait for me.
Walking into Nunos, it's a very strange kind of shop. Immediately you're hit with this is kind of the place to get any cold weather, any harsh travel adventuring gear. There is so many pitons, ropes, heavy winter cloaks, coats. There is stuff for walking on glaciers and ice, crampons, all that stuff. This is the perfect place to get winter clothing. If there's anything in general that you all want out of your winter clothing, you can let me know. If you want like a specific kind of descriptive design. Otherwise, just going to charge you probably 5 gold pieces for each of you to get winter clothes.
Okay, yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Chad's would take a commission of maybe about an hour's time to make to essentially ruin like a winter's hat and make it into like a nice little coat for himself, It takes some extra stitching.
Since he said how much?
Same 5 gold. Nothing too expensive. If there's no special requests, a lot of your winter clothes are pretty standard. Plain boring hats and cloaks, heavy boots, stuff like that. But you're all given, climbing gear as a part of it. You're all given like crampons in case you have to walk on ice. It's all pretty good.
All right, cool.
I'll probably have to buy the ice gear specifically.
Yeah, it'll be
So how
5
much
gold.
would that?
Just 5
that
gold
okay?
for you as well, yeah.
All right.
Okay. And sorry, how much was it total?
5.
5 each. Nothing
Okay,
too
5
much.
each. I thought it was 25 for some reason.
Yeah, I've got the clothes and stuff, but I don't think I have like the icy walk stuff.
Yeah.
Neither I
Wouldn't make a
know.
ton of sense for me to have those just in my pocket.
Yeah, walking on ice without like the spiky shoes is rough.
Constant dex checks.
Yeah, honestly.
Don't worry, guys. I'm really good at climbing. I've got gloves of climbing.
Yeah.
you surely do, don't you?
I will say,
I do. They're not gloves of swimming and climbing because she doesn't know how to swim. They're just gloves of climbing.
Just gloves of climbing.
Specifically.
The owner of the shop would definitely teach you how to use some of the materials, because walking in crampons and not knowing how is very weird. I know.
Faradir can also show you guys because she has worn them before. She probably just left them at home.
Probably, yeah. Faradir would definitely know how weird it can be to try to like learn a new way to walk properly. It's kind of weird.
Gotta lift your knees higher.
Mm-hmm. You have to stomp. It's pretty much just like stomping around. Just pretend you're pouting.
Me
the
trying to
entire
learn how to walk in my new platform boots.
time. Probably. Just pretend you're pouting the entire time and you'll be fine. Like you're a child having a temper tantrum.
Basically, I'm not used to having to lift my knees so goddamn high to walk.
You know what it's like to have very long calves now.
Apparently. I love the new boots I got, but they're definitely the tallest pair I have so far.
Okay. Yep, you're all geared up and are able to make it back to your ship. You have newfound information, and the ship does take probably about a full day to really get all the additions added on, but it is much less much more ice resistant. They kind of put this strange lacquer on the top deck of your ship to kind of avoid the water that does get on from just immediately, turning to ice and just becoming rolling marbles on the top deck of your ship, so you don't slip as much. They add in bracers alongside many of your wood panelings. In case of icebergs, you will be much better off.
We don't want to get Titanicked.
Yeah. That would not be good in a dragon-infested area. So, after a day, you spend the night here, probably on board your ship, still docked in Ransu. It is strange. The city doesn't really sleep. At some point in the middle of the night, there is this strange sound of lightning coursing through the sky, and any individuals who may have taken a nighttime walk watch as apparently a pack of wyverns is blown from the sky by a singular tower that shoots draconic lightning outwards. The city is seemingly always prepared for any sort of draconic invasion, awaiting the day. But the night goes smoothly. The ship, now ready, sets off out of the port of Ransu which takes about an hour or so to do. And you all now have a choice to make. Which direction are you heading?
We go home.
We go home. That's it.
I thought we were gonna follow the coastline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, instead of we might want to cut through like the middle a little bit though. Go from Sentu to Venezuela. I'm not. We ain't got to stop at Sentu, but that'll
Yeah, we can do that.
cut some of the travel time.
It probably would. Okay. So, 120 miles per day. Let's track that. In 1 day's travel, well, 1 day's travel is more likely to be here because you've already traveled 20 miles out. You will just get within the bubbling sea for your first full day of travel. To cut through past Sentu, are you going over north of Sentu, or are you gonna cut kind of southward?
I'd say probably southward. That'd be my guess.
Maybe you can do this actually. Let's try this one. Which will get you. I don't know. I think this route is still faster, technically. Maybe. Kind of doing something like this to get near Venezuela, the last port of call, and then somewhere like this to eventually end up like here. That is about 500 miles. Total 4-day travel. Okay. Someone roll me a D100, please, for your first full day of travel.
We can do what now?
I'll
D100,
do it.
please. Okay. The clouds in the sky on this first day of travel are fairly light. The sky is not clear, but at least there's no heavy winter storms battering all of you. Can someone roll me another D100 for the random encounter?
So, would someone like to do the honors?
I'll do it.
Fourteen. Interesting. Okay. First day of travel seems pretty mundane. There is, at one point in the day, a large school of, looks to be these giant squid. They kind of swim by and they send out vast amounts of ink as they're being chased by something. But all that ink rises to the surface. And it kind of just bubbles near the top, in this kind of thin veil. It looks collectible. If anyone wishes to collect some random squid ink.
I think I'm good.
Asif will definitely fly down and get some. She loves having random shit.
Good. Yeah, you realize that this ink can essentially be used as like a, I believe it's an oil of slipperiness, I think. Yeah. You get 1 vial of oil of slipperiness.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not too shabby. Okay. So, next day, someone roll for 1d100 for the weather. And another person, please roll 1d100 for random encounters.
I'll roll for the weather. So 12.
A heavy snow befalls the ship. Luckily, the deck doesn't become too slippery, but it's pretty cold. And if you stay out too long, you get kind of soaked through.
I am below deck.
I need 1 more d100, please, for random encounter.
Would you like to roll this one, Cinti? Yeah, D100.
A 20. Let's see. Okay. The second day goes by fairly uneventfully. Even with this strange snowfall, it doesn't really hamper your ship too much due to your upgrades on the ship. And then, luckily, the snow is fairly light and not really too much of a hazard. During the night, there is a moment that all of you do wake up. You hear like the strange sound. Almost like this strange electric noise that just wakes all of you. You feel your hair beginning to stand on end slightly. You feel this strange static effect, and your hair begins to like, kind of curl at the ends naturally, just by the very air itself being enhanced. What are you all doing?
What time of day is it?
Right now it is probably middle of the night. So
Okay.
probably like 2 a.m.
Okay. And do we see anything?
Do you go up to the top deck?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
This is Asif looking around, not Faradir, 'cause Asif is
Better.
all about that lightning. She probably wouldn't have done guidance, but still 25. Oh, if you want to guidance me, then yeah, we can just use that. 29.
Yeah, 29, yeah. As you sorry, not Senti. Asif gets to the top deck. You notice immediately a massive ball of lightning just coursing up the curtain mass, just rolling. You watch as it sparks out these small, intricate pieces of energy just up the side of the mast, up through some of the curling sheets that guide your ship, and it just continues to kind of roll upwards.
Can I tell what it's from?
Make an insight check, or make a history check.
Ooh, she's not good at those. She will guidance herself for that. Okay, that's pretty good.
Okay. You've heard of like legends of an effect called ball lightning. Sometimes it can be very hazardous. Other times, not. It's a strange effect that can happen.
Is it like a harmful thing? Like,
Can light things on fire.
can she dispel it? Cast dispel magic?
If you cast dispel magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you point your finger and cast dispel magic, and the ball lightning, as it's roiling up, getting closer and closer to kind of the more tightly wound sails, it just vanishes.
Great. Fantastic.
You immediately feel your feathers kind of settle back down as the static in the air kind of lessens all around you. And it seems,
Alrighty.
yeah, seems to be gone. Yeah. You all head back to sleep. Next day. I need a weather report, D100, please. And one more D100 for the random encounter.
I'll do the random encounter one.
Okay.
$33 for encounter.
Okay. Ooh.
Maybe I'll have better luck with the weather this time. So 59.
59 is light clouds again. It is a fairly calm day to begin a travel. which is all good. Can I have one more person roll me a d100?
I guess I'll roll this one.
Okay. Oh. Oh? Someone roll me a d6.
I don't like all these rolls.
I'm saying. D6.
2?
Don't make these sounds at us.
Listen, I have to. I needed one.
You don't.
Okay, someone else roll me a d6. Okay.
This is for how
Um,
many ancient dragons we come across.
I need one more d6. Four. Okay. As you're sailing, you're looking at your maps, and you're about right here at the moment. You're looking at the map, and Cal, the captain, and current helmsman, actually, kind of calls out, Seer?
Yes.
I think we have a problem.
Elaborate. And I'm gonna
Your mic is
go
being.
try
Your
to
mic
see
is
what he's
weird.
Mine?
It kind of is.
Hang on.
It's all like electronic-y.
Is this better?
Definitely.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
And it's just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask him to elaborate and go try to see what he's seeing.
Okay. You head up to Cal, and you can see he's kind of like tightly holding the helm more than he normally would. You see he's like straining, and you kind of look off to where he's looking at you and looking past you, and you turn, and you can see this massive set of like choppy waves beginning to just kind of hit, and you realize that as the wind hits the ship even higher than it is before, it begins to just list the ship partially to the side, and you can tell what it is. There's some massive squall about to hit the ship, and it's going to blow the ship directly off course.
Okay. Okay.
You see he's like straining. Seer, I can't.
Would control water help?
Right.
It might.
Isif can do control water.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get Asif's attention. I'm also gonna get Cinti's attention.
Got
To
it.
see if Cinti can do anything with the water.
You
Can we take the sails down?
Yeah. He orders the sails to be taken down. You see the bosuns immediately go rushing to do that. And as Asif and Senti kind of get up to the top of the deck, they both kind of look out where this squall is hitting, and they realize following with it is a massive rogue wave that is going to threaten either pushing the ship directly off course or outright capsizing all of you. You can just see it rising out of the ocean. You have 2 rounds,
All right.
if that.
What's happening?
Can I try and flatten the wave out before it reaches us.
Are you casting control water?
Yeah. Let me see what exactly it can do here.
Alright, so what happened?
Don't want to raise the water level. That would be bad.
There is a sudden and intense squall that hits the ship, as well as a rogue wave that is currently 200 feet high, about to smash into the ship.
I could send a wave at it to try and crash the two waves together to get them to cancel each other out.
That might work.
It's one of the things I can do with the spell. And on each of my turns, I can do another wave if the first time doesn't work.
Okay. So are you sending a wave out?
Sure.
Okay. As you get to the top deck and you see this massive rogue wave moments away from capsizing your ship, you immediately send a wave of your own out, and it meets the wave. I don't know why I said 2 rounds. It should only really be 1. It meets the wave, and you see it takes a lot of the steam out of it. It's still a hefty wave. I need everyone on the top deck at the moment to make deck saving throws, please.
Bye, guys. See you later.
That shouldn't have a +4 on it, because I don't think Belric's nearby. But that's a solid nat 1 for Faradir. She
Faradir
is
can't
gone.
swim.
She goes overboard.
Faradir can't swim.
Okay.
Faradir can't swim!
So,
And she's wearing winter clothes. That's so heavy.
so DC 13. Senti, you watch as this rogue wave that has lessened. It's only about, it's still pretty tall. It's only like 50 feet tall now. Hits the side of your ship and smashes over it. And you close your eyes for a moment, open them again, and no one is on the deck of the ship. The captain, the helmsman, all the bosuns who control the sails, none of them are on the ship. The ship immediately lists further to one side, having no helmsman. The wind takes it, and in but a few moments, you all find yourselves stranded. The ship runs aground on the closest island. Yeah, you all in the ship just feel this like heavy battering, and then suddenly water comes spilling in, just flooding the entire lower decks. You all are now standing in probably a foot of water, as it's just soaked your feet. You just hear like a moment of, confusion on the top deck, and then it's just quiet. And then soon, you just feel the ship list further, and as you all run to the top of the deck, you all come out to just see the ship just skid across a small sandbar and just come to a complete stop. Yeah, I'd say you could. The ship runs aground. The people are probably still in the ocean.
How? Who's next to me?
Currently, Cal. As you are as you are opening your eyes in the water, you turn and just see Cal immediately just swimming towards the surface. You're probably about 30 feet underwater.
Okay. Yeah,
Faradir starts drowning.
Yeah. I'm worried about Faradir, but I'll swim to the surface because I can only see Cal. I'm gonna try to stay near Cal as I swim to the surface because I'd rather not be separated from absolutely everyone.
If you're close enough, he will like completely like reach out and like he'll attempt to grapple you, if you let him.
Oh, No, I'm just swimming for the surface.
Okay.
I mean, I'd let him help me, but I'd rather him swim up himself. You
Asa
know?
has control water up, so she's gonna use it to start pushing us all towards the shore that the ship is on, because I can also move water in a direction
I
I
can
want.
teleport people to the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, just to
potentially,
try and get
if
us a bit
they-
closer.
You can. So is this?
So I'm gonna do redirect flow. I can cause flowing water
Got it.
to move in a direction I choose. So I'll move it towards the ship.
Fantastic. Yeah. With that, Faraday is at least pushed in the direction you all.
Yeah,
want
she's
Faraday to go.
sinking, but she's moving at least.
Yeah.
Do we see Faraday?
Make a perception check.
Ooh.
Make it with disadvantage, actually.
Does she need to be making con saves to not die?
Faraday probably had a moment. Yeah. The water is icy cold. You're lucky you're not in shock.
Okay.
So you're pretty preoccupied.
I'll have
getting to the
Ace to
surface.
look because she's got a pretty good eye.
Yeah, still with
She's
disadvantage.
used to looking underwater. With disadvantage, okay. I shouldn't have guidance on it. She's already got concentration up. So a 20 for Asif.
Asif does, peering with those expert eyes, see a sinking, tall sword woman.
Yeah, she'll point her out. She can't do jack shit because she is not nearly strong enough to lift up Faraday. But she'll point out where she is.
Yeah. I will say, Faraday probably can have. I'm gonna give her half breath.
Okay, and what's that?
It is a minute
It'll be
plus your con mod, I believe.
Okay, so I have 3 minutes right now, if it's half.
Yeah.
alright. So when Asa points her out, like who notices that?
Not me.
Yeah, no one. Asif
Great.
is probably kind of just only next to Faraday. But yeah, Asif, you see Faraday as you're.
I don't think she
Reversing
can
the
do
flow.
anything about it. Like, yeah, there's nothing Asif can do about it other than move water at this point.
With the redirect flow, I'm gonna say, probably a minute has passed at this point. Faraday, you do finally hit the surface. Well, not the surface, the ground underwater.
It just sank to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it's not as deep as you would
Great.
expect because there's
At least I have
an island
resistance to
kinda
cold,
close.
so the cold water isn't gonna kill me.
Yeah, it only took you a minute to sink down to the bottom, so it is fairly shallow here.
Wonderful.
You were kind of,
She has
you said you
literally
were hugging
zero
the coast,
buoyancy.
so
Damn.
She weighs like 450 pounds with all of her gear on her, and now she's soaking wet.
Also, so it's been a minute, and the only person I can see is Cal, right?
yeah. You do see this ship. It is ran aground not too far, probably a couple minutes swim at this point, from all of you because the wind still took it and it moves way faster than any of you can swim. So it's
And it's very cold, and
yeah.
we're in danger, right?
Yes, it is. It is hypothermia cold.
Can I grab onto Cal and cast teleport to get us to the ship?
You certainly can.
Okay. So I need to roll a D100.
Yeah,
Would you say the ship is very familiar?
I'd say so.
I get there!
Yes, you do. Lucky.
Yeah, I know, right? The one thing I'm good at is running.
Yeah, you teleport onto the deck of the ship, and immediately, once in like the full air, you didn't realize how cold you were till this squall that is still kind of around slams into you and you immediately feel any warmth in your body disappear, and you just start shaking violently. Cal, exactly the same. he immediately like just pretty frozen. You see, he kind of turns, and his clothes immediately like crack because his like shirt immediately had frozen.
Yeah.
He turns and just runs down the stairs immediately.
I'm gonna I'm gonna follow him, and I don't think it's gonna do anything, but I think reflexively I'm just gonna cast Prestidigitation once we get downstairs.
I mean, the hairdryer, you're able to like warm the air around you. It does, takes out that like biting chill, and your clothes are not. They're still very wet, but they are not actively like frozen stiff.
Yeah. Just so we're not dying of cold, but we're also not dying of shock from warming up too fast.
Yeah. You see, Cal runs, strangely not to his room, but to the kitchen. You see Pim, who is currently like bailing out water into like receptacles, looks over as Cal just like immediately goes to the oven that is currently making food. He opens it up and just starts taking all his clothes off.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I know if that's dangerous to do or not?
I mean, he's trying his best to get warm. It's not like a perfect system, but it's something.
Yeah. I mean, it's really only if you have like frostbite, you don't want to warm it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hypothermia. Your body can go into shock. It's
Yeah.
weird. It seemed like it was very cold.
You need to
yeah.
get
Um,
Faradir a Ring of Water Walk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll join him by the fire, but I'll keep my clothes on.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
you have the ability to dry your clothes. He does not.
Yeah.
So he's getting the wet off, so he can dry off.
Yeah.
You do see Pim immediately goes to like his room in the kitchen and like pulls out like random shirts and is just handing them to Cal. So as he's like taking a shirt off, he's getting a shirt on as well.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, he's pulling the whole switcheroo.
Yeah.
So Gamesh, Belric, those still on the ship. What are you all doing?
all right. I swim to the surface first.
Well, I don't think you were you on the surface. Oh, were you on the deck of the ship?
Was I? I usually just am.
Oh,
so
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
if
don't know
I'm
why.
not, I mean,
I
it is what
assumed
it
that
is.
you were under. I don't know why. I just assumed that you were below deck, for this encounter.
No. I mean, hey,
We can-
whatever one you.
Since you rolled, we can have you and Belric off at the same time.
Okay.
So yeah, you are in the water with Belric. You're about 30 feet under. You can. You're fairly close to him. You can kind of look off and just see him. There.
How's Belric doing?
How is Belric doing?
I guess probably okay-ish. I'll probably be weighed down by all my armor and stuff.
Yeah,
So I'll
that's
probably
me.
struggle a little bit with swimming. But I will cast protection of energy on myself from cold, gain cold resistance.
Good. Okay.
Nice. So I know that Faradir was on the deck with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. As far as Gamesh knows, she's the only one that can't swim.
Yeah, by the way,
do I-
Asif, she's gonna be flying up out of the water at this point, but still moving everybody towards the boat.
Okay. So I'll swim to the surface, and I'll just be kind of looking around once I get to the surface to see who I can't see together to get a feel of the situation. Again, because like I said, Faradir is kind of the priority here.
Yeah. So you said you swim to the surface.
Yeah, I'm swimming to the surface.
Yeah. You pop up, and I'm gonna say you do see like this flash of light, and then it appears on the ship as well. And you've seen Seer teleport before,
Yeah.
so you're pretty confident you know what that was. Yeah. You can see Senti just kind of chilling on the top of the ship. For a moment before jumping in as a whale.
As a whale, nice.
Yeah.
She eats Faradir.
So you
Carries
do,
him out.
yeah, you do see that like your team is working to fix this situation.
Okay. But we still need to know where Faradir is, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
that has not been established yet.
Asif saw her briefly, but she's probably sunk beyond being able to even see at this point.
I will say you do see the two bosuns just barely get to the surface, and they're looking rough.
All right. What's the range on this? All right. So Faradir was sinking, and she already got to the bottom, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like, she, to be clear, she's not like letting this happen. She is trying to fight against
Yeah.
this. She's just can't.
Yeah.
She's so heavy and so dense that it is impossible for her to really even move underwater at this point.
All right. So
She's not totally giving up. It's just so hard.
I guess Kamesh is going to call out for Faradir. That's that's the main.
Yeah. So Asif is, flew to the surface and is kind of flying around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear someone yell out Faradir's name and turn and look and see Gamesh treading water.
Okay. I'll fly down towards him.
Hey, Asif, you seen Faradir?
Yeah, I saw her kind of over there about a minute ago, but I think she sank, so I can't really see her anymore.
Okay, so I have a question then, Graham.
Mm-hmm.
So with the eagle whistle,
Yes.
if I were to blow it, would that allow me to still propel myself through the water, or is that only in air? Because it's magical flying, technically.
Let me double check.
I'll take your whatever interpretation you got on that.
You could not use it underwater, specifically because it says it stops. So it pretty much works until you talk, hold your breath, or start suffocating. So you cannot use it underwater unless you start suffocating immediately, because you'd have to breathe underwater.
Fair point. Fair point.
If you could breathe underwater, I'd say you could use it.
But I cannot breathe underwater.
No.
All right. Then I will start swimming in the direction that Asif pointed me in. Before I do that, I will I'll cast True Seeing on myself first.
Okay.
And Asif is gonna let go of Control Water and do Protection from Energy on Gamesh for cold.
Got it. That definitely makes it
Just
much
so he
more
doesn't
bearable.
start freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, after those two things, I'm going back in the water towards in that direction.
Okay. Bellerk, what are you doing?
I'm basically trying to just swim up and get to look out for anyone else near me.
Yeah, I mean you're probably a little bit slower just due to your like heavy armor. So you pop out of the water and you do see Asif kind of hovering above you. You see Ganesh has just began to swim away. Um, yeah, you can probably see a whale shape heading from the ship, and maybe the glimpse of like Seer on the top deck before she runs below.
I think I'll just start slowly swimming towards the shore.
Fair enough. I will not have you make con saves because you're currently okay for the cold. Aslan is okay for the cold as well, as she is a Goliath. But the Furbolg bosun is gonna have to make a con save, which he does make. You can see both bosuns are currently, swimming together towards the shore. The Goliath is okay, but this, cowman bosun is having a rough time. You can see ice is just like gathering at the edges of his face as he's just, permanently cold.
Poor guy.
Senti, in your whale form, what are you looking for? People. Go ahead. Make a. Make a perception check. Yeah. As a whale, I'll give you normal. Ugh. Yeah, you attempt to use your echolocation effectively, but it is not that effective. I will say you do spot. I figured, yeah. You do spot Ganesh, who is actively swimming. And you can kind of, with your speed, get close to him. He's pretty easy to notice. Sure. Gotcha. Yeah, Ganesh, you see the whale form of Senti arrive to you. And immediately picks you up.
No. No, I resist.
You resist?
Yeah, I resist.
I mean, it's not like she's eating you. Senti gets close to you and you can, like, grab a hold.
Oh, I didn't want to start going in the opposite direction.
I mean, you could try to, like, point out where you want Senti to go.
I mean, sure. That works. I can't leave here during the water.
I know. Yeah. You kind of make a performance check for me.
Like a performance check.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see, like,
Oh man.
you're
lucky.
underwater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is you try. Yeah, you're able to like seem worried and point out a location, and Senti, you kind of understand that Ganesh is going for another person in your party that you have not seen yet, that you don't know where they are. So you're able to kind of get the gist of, yeah, you want to lead Ganesh to another.
Good thing I have good charisma.
Yeah. Yeah. Bellerk, you find an easy time getting to the shore. You're cold, you're very wet, but with your spell that you cast, you're not going to suffer any adverse effects. Let's see. You do note that the Furbolg, as he's swimming to shore, finally goes in shock. And you can see he's only being held up by Aslan, who, actually, with a decent strength, is able to bring him a little bit closer to shore, but she's still out there. But you can tell that he's not doing good. The cold water really did a number on him.
Yeah, I'll start rushing over to him.
Okay. Do you want to do anything? If you have some way of like warming him up or something like that.
I guess I'll try either both, or probably do like lesser restoration first, see if that works. And otherwise, I'll try like my lay on hands.
Okay. I'm going to say between a combination of those two things, you are able to end the shock effect at the very least, and immediately you're able to start like, getting some of these very cold, wet clothes kind of off of him, and kind of start trying to get him dry, so he doesn't, fall into full-on hypothermia and die. So you're able to pretty much save him with that. So Ganesh, pointing out for where you want Senti to go, and Senti's speed as a whale, 60 feet normally, probably a dash of 120. Faradir, you hear the call of a whale and look upwards through the very dark, kind of desolate shadow of like being on the floor of the ocean here, and you just see like this dark shape move above you.
How long has it been since I started this happened?
I'm probably gonna say like a minute 30.
Okay, so I'm not dead yet. Cool.
No, not yet. What would you think of if you just saw a dark, ominous whale shape?
I mean, it's probably terrifying, but she's about to start drowning, so like, what's she gonna do about it?
Okay. Yeah.
Does it look like a robot whale? Does it look like Senti?
It does, yes. As it gets closer.
Okay, if it looks like Senti, then she's not very concerned.
Yeah.
Because she's assuming it's her friend and not another robot druid.
Yeah.
That helps if she's robotic.
It's very Atlantis, the old Disney movie. Kind of the robotic giant contraption in the ocean.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And you see Ganesh just holding on to the edge, as you find Faradir at the bottom of the ocean.
Once I see her, I'll extend a hand out.
Yeah, for sure. Uppies.
Yeah. With that, you all. It doesn't take too long for you all to get back to the surface, and eventually, fully taken to land. You all exit out of the water pretty cold. You can see your bosuns are currently being ferried back to the ship itself, as it is full on stuck on the shoreline. Upon jumping on top of the ship, going back into your normal forms, you all are wet and cold, and currently stuck on a random island out in the
All
far
right.
northern reaches.
So you said the ship is stuck on the shoreline.
Yes,
So like it's in the sand. It's in the sand.
currently it is. Yes.
All right. Are there any damages to the ship?
From the looks of it, not really. Um, make a nature check.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Um, looking out, you can tell that the reason the ship is even stuck in the first place is it is kind of low tide. Um, Later in the night, when high tide returns, you assume that most likely the ship will naturally free itself.
Okay.
But that is, hours away.
All right, but everyone is safely out the water though.
Yes, as of now, you saved Faradir from just silently drowning in the ocean.
Okay. Very dear. We gotta teach you to swim.
She's coughing up water. I think that is a good idea.
All right. I'll go around, do a little head count, make sure everyone's accounted for. Is Damien good? I know he's Mr. Water Boy.
I forgot to roll for Damien. Yeah, Damien kind of just steps out of the ocean, like a minute later, and you can see he kind of just like is holding a small octopus, and he kind of walks up to the ship.
You're good.
You see he kind of takes off the helmet. His hair is fully dry, so is his face. You can clearly tell that the magic of the helmet makes it so he can just breathe normally.
Yeah, he's fine. He's Mr. Water.
Yeah, it's like a diving helmet.
Like for him, it is a slightest inconvenience.
Mm.
All right, like I said, I go through head count, make sure everyone's accounted for.
Yeah, everyone is accounted for. Luckily, it was a little early in the day,
Yeah.
so not everyone was on the top deck except for all of you.
All right. And we are just on an island. We don't. It's just an island. All right. So, it's currently low tide. When high tide comes, the ship should be ready to go. Or I could try to free us now. I don't know how long it'll take, though. Pretty sure I can anyway. But, looking around, it's probably best for everyone to get a little bit of rest. That's, the water's really fucking cold. Boosting has been used.
So you all are just staying on the island.
I mean, people are still recovering from. One person was winning the shock from the water, so I think we're probably good to let everyone get a little breather first.
Okay.
Unless there's any objections, of course.
Now I'm good waiting.
I have got no objections. I guess we are just chilling for a little bit till high tide comes.
Gotcha.
I could also do Move Earth, though. I think it's free, but
Okay. You all spend some time on the island. Is anyone keeping watch?
yeah. Certainly will be.
Whoever's keeping watch, make a perception check.
Yeah, Asa's keeping watch too. With her spyglass that I forgot she has.
Look
Yeah.
at her rolling good.
She's finally doing good perceptions, guys. She just has to be a not all the time character to roll good.
That's it.
Both of you hear it before you do see it. You hear a strange sound of kind of like empty bones hitting each other.
Okay.
Very Minecraft-esque. And then watch as the forest line of this island suddenly is covered. As you see about 19 skeletons, about 200 feet away from you at the moment, just come out of the forest and stop at the very edges of it.
Of course. We picked Dead Man's Island. Okay.
Okay.
They kind of just stand there, curiously looking from still 200 feet away. You see they just kind of creak every so often. One like shudders like a natural cold reaction, and you just hear the bones like clink against each other. But there are many of them.
And they're just staring at us.
Mm-hmm.
We pretend we do not see it.
Okay. How long do they stand there?
As of right now, they you get probably 20 minutes into them just staring at you until the scene kind of changes. Asif is the first to notice it, but there is kind of a ethereal shape that kind of passes through one of them. You see it shudders strangely. It looks ethereal and not entirely living.
Okay. Spirit, Asif, go let everyone know. Tell them not to make a stir yet. Just let them know. Actually, you're better eyesight than me. I'm gonna go let them know. If anything happens, blast them with lightning, I guess.
Can do.
And I will go down and I will inform everyone of the situation. Nothing is happening yet. Nothing is attacking, but there are undead skeletons at the tree line.
Yeah. Damien will kind of you kind of catch him in the midst of making calamari. And he'll kind of like stop and come to the deck of the ship to kind of like look. Oh, this is peculiar. I don't like this.
They seem pretty chill, at least.
Well, they're at least not trying to kill us yet.
Yet.
You wouldn't happen to know what this island is, would you?
Um, let's see. In my head, I'm like, I'll give him advantage. Why not? Kind of like looks about. Skeletons. Ghosts. I mean, I don't really. Wait, hold up. And you see, kind of, goes to the back of the ship, and looks out. I was wondering what that was. I think I know what this island is. When I, stepped out of the ocean, I did see something. Look right there at that rock. And he kind of points it out. And, between Asif and you, Ganesh, a normal person, like, if they weren't really looking at that rock, they would just assume it's, an outcropping of some sort of coral or something like that. But it is clearly a human, prone, with their hand up, looking towards the island. I think this is a cursed island. I heard about it, and it's home to a Medusa. Looks towards you, Ganesh.
Wait, say it again?
It's home to a Medusa. It's a cursed island.
Oh, not again.
People who die here come back to life.
I'll never forgive D&D for naming Gorgons Medusas.
Yeah, right.
And then metallic
Medusa is
gold.
one person.
That's a name. That's an identity.
Yeah, Gorgon.
But they
is...
named Gorgons mechanical bulls.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that one.
It
from.
drives me bonkers
Mechanical
crazy.
bull.
It's like, oh, the name of this one woman, that's the name of her entire creature type, for sure.
But check out what we named this
SMH.
mechanical
I mean, to be
bull.
fair, in
Yeah.
in most forms of media and fiction, they usually call Medusas like a species to some degree.
Yeah, but
I know.
it's still
It's
stupid
annoying.
every time.
yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Maybe common, but it shouldn't be.
He said, just because everyone gets an F, that doesn't mean that everyone's smart, okay? They're still fucking failing. All right.
Just because the class passed because the teacher had to throw a curve in there doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, they're all still fucking stupid. All right. The skeletons have yet to make an advance.
Yeah, they have not moved.
All right. How much longer is the high tide?
4 hours.
All right. I think we just I think we just keep our eyes on them until high tide, I guess. I mean, we can always venture into the island and kill another Medusa.
One is enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. You wait the next few hours for high tide, and eventually it does arrive. The skeletons just watch from the distance. You see spooky specters every so often crossing through them. And yeah, this island is definitely a spooky island of undeath here in the far reaches of the north. But the Gorgon's not going to come after you, and will not order her skeletons to do so. And once high tide comes, the ship unlodges itself, and you are back out on the open sea, pretty much losing a day of travel. Or most of a day of travel, at least.
Not the worst thing that could have happened. Yippee!
Yeah. That could have gone pretty worse.
I could have drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next city we go to, I'm looking for a ring of water walk.
Yeah, we gotta find something to keep it from sinking to the bottom of oceans.
Yeah, you just... It's kind of bad if you just drown, you know? What
Yeah.
a way for Faradir to go. She drowns.
Honestly, it's so hard to kill her, but you just put her underwater.
Put her in a bathtub, she loses. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So. I mean... Maybe. I need 2 more
I mean-
D100s, please.
That wouldn't hurt at all, Cinti. I mean,
It wouldn't. Also,
100.
you're in an air. Yeah, 2 D100s, please. 42 for weather, and 21 for D100. Random encounter. Heavy. No, actually, light clouds once more. Kind of spot the space, and with a 21. Yeah, for the most part, the day's travel goes fairly smoothly. You pass by the island containing the town of Venesala, one of the last ports of call, and soon find yourselves riding the edge of a massive continent. Over the course of the day, you are forced to bypass many large icebergs, shifting and kind of going a little bit slow as to not run aground again or shred the side of your hull. Cal, as a precaution, orders all lights at a minimum, and to have sound also at a minimum. The massive northern mountain range of the Morning Mountains just fills the sky with very similar colors. In this light, cloudy day, the snow-packed, glacier-colored mountains blend in with a lot of the sky, especially the ones that are nearer to you. As you look up to meet them, the tops are gone. With Asif's expert eyesight, you do spot winged beasts consistently. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, but there is an air and an aura of great magical power. There's been a few moments in your journeys that you have gotten to feel the effects of regions that dragons call their own. They tend to have like small, minor effects that kind of change how a region behaves. And there is something about, especially as you get very close to some of these mountains, you start to see strange weather patterns that shouldn't overlap as they do. And you get the sense that there are many, many dragons here in these northern mountains.
So I've surmised.
As night hits, a heavy mist covers the heavy fog covers the entirety of the ocean around you, blocking any ability to see the stars, any ability to see the land, and pretty much any ability to see icebergs in the general vicinity. You do, however, upon maybe a half hour into this mist over the course of the night, you are kind of brought to the deck of the ship as the crew is kind of concerned. As you get to the deck, you spot 3 glowing green orbs floating off the port bow. And no one seems to know what they are.
Can I cast see invisibility?
Sure.
Oh, and how long were we my bad. How long were we like stuck on that island?
I believe you only were able to travel maybe 4 hours that day. So it was pretty much the rest of that day of travel. So,
Okay,
yeah, you were
long
stuck on there.
rest.
Yeah, you were stuck on. Well, you were stuck on the island for like 4 hours. It has been a
Okay,
long
but-
rest since.
Oh, there has been a long rest. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
You don't
Yeah,
travel
I'll
as
start-
much during night.
Yeah. I'll start with see invisibility to see if I can.
Yeah.
See anything from them.
Gotcha. You guys see invisibility. I don't think that allows you to see through mist, does it?
No, it doesn't. This is like if anything's invisible.
Okay. Yeah, at the
And-
moment you don't really see. You don't really see anything. The fog kind of obscures a lot of the area. There just doesn't seem to be anything near you.
All right. But I thought there were some orbs.
Yeah, they're in the mist, in the fog, kind of off the port side of the ship. But you
How
cannot.
far away?
It's make a perception check if you wish.
Okay. Perception. Oh man, rolling pretty decent well today.
Based on how they're kind of floating, it's still hard to say, but they're maybe like 300 feet.
Oh damn. Well, okay. Well, I'm not gonna use true seeing yet then, because they're too far away. Okay. And we're still just moving along the coast, right?
At the moment, very slowly. And actually, probably not actually. Cal would probably stop it at the moment because he can't see anything. The risk of icebergs is a lot. And plus the land, it's hard to orient himself when there's nothing to orient with. You can't see stars. There's really nothing except for these orbs, these lights.
Got a compass. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I will say, Cal would maybe say that he could try to use the orbs as a way to navigate, just like use them as like a frame of reference to see how far the ship is moving. But that's up to you all. He won't risk it if you don't want to.
Um. All right. I will.
Have we ever encountered will-o-wisps before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
You
Do these
have?
okay? Do these look like will-o-wisps?
Fairdeer hasn't. Asif has. And not really.
Okay.
Not really. You did see one will-o-wisp when you were in the dungeon right before you met Reshkaval.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you did because it was fast as hell.
Yeah, they're fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. I believe that is when that happened.
Alright, well, if they're not will-o-wisps, I have no idea.
Okay. We need to. Damn. All right. So. Damn. All right. I'm gonna use conjure elemental again. Um. This time I'm gonna make an air elemental. Or summon forth an air elemental, and I'm going to send it on a reconnaissance towards those orbs.
Okay. So. Let's see here. The water elemental, as it approaches the orbs.
Air.
Oh, air elemental, sorry, yeah.
Mm.
You're just having it investigate, or what are you trying to do?
I have to investigate. I mean, because they can still speak. What's the language for is it
Orin is air elemental.
yeah, Orin, yeah. And I can speak
Issa
Terran,
speaks
so
that language.
oh, boom. So we have a way of communicating with it when it gets back.
Okay.
Issa speaks wind.
Make an investigation check for the
Using
elemental.
the I don't know, I should have looked this up first. Air elemental. Does it have an investigation? So it's intelligence. Oh, -2.
Damn, the -2.
Oh, 0.
Okay. The air elemental disappears into the foggy mist for a while. And then returns and tells you it couldn't find it. it could not find the three glowing orbs.
Do I still see them?
Yeah, they're still there.
Great. Asif can fly out there if we want her to.
Yeah, but we
She's
don't.
got. She's pretty fast.
Um. We might have to go out there because I have a feeling that the orbs are what's causing the fog or the mist. Man, god dang it. Alright, I'll use Stone Aegis on Asif. I don't think I have anything else I can use. Yeah, just Stone Aegis, and I guess Asif will go do a quick.
Yeah, do a little flyby.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Okay. Just gonna guide herself. She is not good at these. Well, 13.
Okay.
Better than a 0, though.
It is much better than a 0, for sure. Okay. Asif, you fly towards these three motes of glowing green energy. The mist is thick and nigh impenetrable, and as you approach, you realize you pass it 3 times before it actually you figure out where it is and are able to kind of get low enough to actually spot them. What you see is what kind of looks like a small rocky island outcropping. And now that you're closer, you can see one of these green orbs is slightly pulsating, ever so slightly.
Okay.
And as the island gets clearer, you realize that each of the orbs is embedded in what looks to be a massive staff of some sort. One on top of the other on top of the other. It is held and gripped by a massive hand of an individual standing about 30 feet tall.
An alive individual, or is and like a?
They seem to be alive. You see lightning curls at the end of the fingertips on the opposite hand. A massive great sword is currently perched on the back of the individual. You see their eyes are closed
Okay.
in almost like a form of meditation. and then they open and turn towards you. Has Asif ever met a giant before? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has Asif ever met a giant before?
Ever met what?
A giant
giant.
before.
I don't believe so.
Was she with us when we went to Wanistan the first time?
No.
No, that was Faraday.
I don't think Faradir was even there. I think that was I didn't have a character at that point because you were on your way back to get Asif. So I had that one paladin for a whole session. Right? Because that's when we fought the
Oh,
giant.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
and Karn died, and my paladin brought him back to life. So no, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure Asif has heard of giants, but I don't think she's ever seen one.
Okay.
Unless they've come across them while being out on the ocean.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. They're not exactly seafaring people.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that this is a giant. It is easy to see. You're unsure of what type, as you do probably know that there are different types of giants. But you can see he's kind of just standing pensively on this small outcropping as he notes you. Hello? Come here.
Hey, dude.
Come here a minute, little creature.
I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't plan
Can I
on
make an
harming
insight
you.
check on this guy? Does he want to eat me?
Make an insight check.
Does he want to eat me? Oh, look at the foxes.
Really good. It's a
He
12.
seems... There's like a slight kindness to the face. He's not outwardly aggressive.
Move a little bit closer. What you doing out here in the ocean, buddy? Doesn't seem like a great place for a giant.
My domain is not far from here. What brings you up this far north?
Just sailing with some people. Any idea what's up with all this fog?
You see, he smiles. I'm sorry I trapped you in it. It wasn't meant for you. I apologize.
Okay. Can you, like, get rid of it, or just like a permanent type of thing?
It's not permanent. And it would be best if I didn't get rid of it.
Are you hiding from something?
No. It would be best for you. You see the one orb that is kind of flashing. Now that you're like kind of closer and talking to this individual, it is a emerald green, beautiful, ornate orb that is covered in what looks to be small dragons around it. And it has been embedded in this staff deeply, and you can see he has 3 of them, and only 1 is active. I am in the middle of a hunt. I am actively summoning a creature to hunt.
Okay. I mean, that's like great for you, but we sort of can't see where we're going.
Truly unfortunate.
Do you know which way we like, are there any icebergs or anything around here we should avoid?
I am. If you travel slow enough, you should be fine. These orbs won't be going anywhere. Use them as a point of reference if you need.
Okay. Chill. Great talking to you. I'm gonna leave now.
You do that.
You
Sorry
have
to
fun hunting whatever you're hunting.
You hear a distant roar echoing from the north, and you see smiles. I will. You see he closes his eyes again, going back into that kind of pensive, kind of ritualistic, calming state. And you're able to fly back to your ship.
Yeah, I'll fly back, come down onto the deck. So, it's a giant that's hunting something. But it won't get rid of the fog. But he did say, like, if we just go slow, we probably won't crash into an iceberg.
Wonderful. Seer? You good for me to continue on?
Yes.
Got it. Let's take this slow. I'm just gonna have to make some checks. I think this is the 10th 5 I've rolled today. Especially for NPCs.
I stole your rolls for Asif.
Mm-hmm. As you begin going, you all get pretty distracted. The second, not too far away, there is a sudden loud sound of lightning coursing through the sky, followed by a massive, fiery breath raining down as you hear the sounds of what you can only assume is a red dragon versus a giant who summoned it.
Good for him.
And you were so distracted that at the initial bout of this fight kicking off, Cal did not notice the iceberg as it right against your ship. The sound echoes across the silent and still waves. And for a moment, you all go quiet. You hear the bolt of lightning streak across the sky once more. And then you hear wings flapping. What are you all doing?
Is this dragon, like, far enough away that it's not gonna see us?
I'll tell you. You're pretty sure that the dragon got into a fight with this giant, and on a kind of a turn, going back in for like a dive against the giant, heard a strange sound, and is now about to go and attack that as well. because it's nearby, and it seems like another threat maybe.
Great.
So if you have anything that
Um,
would
So it was a
scare
red
off,
dragon?
you saw flames in the distance that kind of burned through the fog and mist.
Okay. I can hit it with lightning. And Faraday can shoot a bow.
Okay. Anyone else have anything?
Asa can also make, like, an ice storm or a sleet storm. And I'm not sure if either of those would be super helpful at scaring off a dragon, but it's kind of like something that might make it scary. I do have Insect Plague. It's one of
I
her
don't really
domain
have.
spells for some reason.
I don't really have anything I can do.
Is other than the fog, is like the weather clear? Is it like rainy or anything like that?
I believe it was a clear day. It was like slightly cloudy.
Okay. Asif is gonna cast Call Lightning just to have it up.
Okay.
And then as soon as she sees the dragon, she's gonna hit it with a bolt. And she's casting that at 5th level. And what time of day is it?
It's night.
Okay, so she's 2 spell slots down from casting Death Ward on Z twice today.
Gotcha. Okay. So we have Insect Plague, we have Call Lightning, we have Faradir shooting a lightning bolt.
Oh no, Faradir is not doing anything.
Okay. Gotcha.
Longbow. She'll take out her longbow, I guess.
Gotcha.
She doesn't want to use a spell right now, though.
Anyone else?
But she'll hold her longbow.
I guess I'll hold an ice storm if it gets any closer.
Okay.
I'm
storm.
not gonna do anything until it for sure attacks us.
Okay. Gotcha. You hear the wings beating, and then dipping into vision from the foggy space around you. It takes it a moment. It is kind of surprised that you were so close to it, because your ship, does keep moving, and it's going slow enough that it doesn't really make too much noise. But it, as it flies past and notices you all, you see a slight look of shock on an ancient red dragon's face as it turns and opens its gaping maw towards all of you.
Call lightning.
Call lightning goes off. I need all the spells to go off.
And longbow attacks from Faradir.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll her attacks real quick.
Only the 27 hits.
Great. So whole 8 damage from Faradir.
It fails its dex save.
Wonderful. Asif's using Channel Divinity to do maximum 50 points of lightning damage.
It's going to use a legendary resistance.
Great, so it takes 25 points of lightning damage.
It does technically save against Bellatrix.
Oh yeah, also ignore the radiant damage on that.
I was going to say, yeah, I was not going to count that. I figured you just had it on. Okay, let's, roll some damage. It's 8 piercing, and then what's the damage for the insect? Let's roll that. That is pretty low. That is only a 19. No, 21. So it does save. So it does take half of that. And then, so 25 damage from that. Okay. Yeah, the dragon, still surprised by the many attacks that hit it, still needs to take 40-10, half of 40-10 piercing from the insect plague. But it is not happy, and will thus breathe a fire breath on the edge of your ship.
That's not ideal.
Anyone on the top deck of the ship is going to need to make me a deck save.
Let's see here. Where is?
Fairy's gonna indomitable that to make it worse. It's one better.
Mm-hmm.
Is Belric near us?
Yes, I will allow that.
Okay, so mine is an 18 for
Yeah.
Fairy dear.
I'm going to say Cal, seeing what is about to happen, will duck below deck because he would just die.
Yeah.
And Asif got a 23.
A 23? That's a failure.
Yeah, for Asif. Wow!
I know.
You know I said finding an ancient dragon would be fun? I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be fun anymore, actually.
If we kill this one, its twin is gonna come after us.
Oh, this is
Maybe this is a different.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a different ancient red dragon.
Yeah.
I
Go
was
ahead.
really worried for a second there.
Seer, just make me a Arcana check.
I get advantage on these. So 26.
I will say, if Asif did describe the orb, you would assume that might be an orb of dragonkind, which has the ability to call evil dragons to it. So, you all are going to take 101 fire damage.
Oh my god.
I'm down.
Your ship immediately just burns. The entire side of the hull immediately catches flames. And you all immediately just feel this horrid burning sensation all across all of you. It is
I'm gonna say call lightning,
horrific
God.
and painful. And suddenly, running across the water, you see a strong-looking, massive storm giant wielding this giant great axe comes running, covered in a holy aura, and immediately just sinks the axe right into the wing of the dragon, pulling it away from your group as the ship continues moving forward. Even without Cal, it just drifts past that, and you watch as the dragon immediately is just slammed by this giant in a frenzy of an attack. You watch as the dragon does use a legendary action to whip it with its tail, which the giant then retaliates. You watch as the axe then swings and catches part of the tail and rips up the side of it. You see the axe courses with lightning, and while the dragon's fiery breath is insanely powerful, in melee combat, you watch as this storm giant rips this dragon to pieces, shredding its wings and tearing it down. And soon the ship drifts far enough that the fog covers the giant and in his fight with the dragon. Cal runs back up to the top of the ship, takes back a hold of the wheel, the helm, and Nat 1 hits another iceberg. You hear another as the boat takes a hefty amount of damage from this. Not just the sound of it scraping. Luckily, with your additions, it only takes half of the iceberg damage. Which, let me see. Currently, with taking half, it actually does not damage the threshold. It does not reach the damage threshold. Thus, your hull is not as damaged. Just so you know, your hull has 300 total hit points. Normally. Right now, it's at 199. The ship keeps moving. As it keeps moving, you hear the wings beat again. The giant you hear is probably fresh on the dragon's tail. And so, again, you probably assume that the dragon turns, and you watch another torrent of flame just bakes into the giant. Somewhere within the distant fog, you can just see the light creating this strange shadow within the fog of a massive ancient dragon. And in its fight with a storm giant. And with one more d20, we'll see if you get out. Okay. Using the still beating green orbs, the ship does make its way out of the area. At this point, Seer is already healed by Senti with the healer ability. And you eventually find yourselves far, far away from a very dangerous encounter in the dark of night. You all are able to go and find some sleep. Those who do stay up to keep watch do note that eventually no dragon flies out of the mist. In fact, 3 more dragons fly in.
Good for him.
This guy wrecks shop.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't piss him off.
A savage champion of the storm giants who takes revenge when he can.
And he didn't tax us for it, so like...
No?
Oh yeah.
Giants hate dragons, man.
Mm-hmm. With that, the ship drifts for the rest of the night. The sun begins to rise, and you find yourselves much closer to your destination than you've ever been. You can see the icy, frozen fields now of the continent of Draconis, and based on the maps, you're close. You're right there. You can almost see the wall of mountains that holds in the supposed Great Well. You've already seen enough dragons for a lifetime before this. And now, just upon setting on this journey, you've seen more than you will ever wish to see again. But still, you must walk upon the continent of dragons. Walk into the den of them and come out the other side. That's where we're going to end the session.
Ouchie, ouchie.
Yeah.
Lovely.
If
Asif had 13 hit points after that, so I take
had
it back when wanting to
0.
fight an ancient dragon. I take it back so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I rolled really well, honestly.
I didn't know how strong they were, actually.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason I did not have you fight one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go
Just a
home.
little- This is the continent of dragons. It's a rough world up
This
here.
place sucks.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, in a world with creatures this insanely powerful, that they would definitely have a place where they don't feel threatened, for the most part.
Yeah.
Where they can kind of just thrive almost.
What kind of giant was that again?
It was a storm giant.
Ooh, a storm giant.
Mm-hmm. That's why I asked if Asif has ever seen a giant before, because if they've seen a cloud giant, then seeing a giant that's bigger than a cloud giant and knowing...
Oh, well, yeah, Asif has seen a cloud giant. She met the cloud giant fight. She helped fight Zarin, so...
Oh, yeah. Asif probably would have...
I totally fucking forgot she was there for that whole thing.
Yeah. Also, Faerdir would have probably just known that it was a cloud storm giant the second she saw it running on water and with a holy aura around it, just smiting a giant.
Yeah.
Well, smiting a dragon.
Faerdir thought he was really cool.
I bet.
I don't think she's ever seen a storm giant before.
Nope.
She knows what they are, but I don't think she's ever seen one because they're fucking gone.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently not.
They are very reclusive. You know? I mean, this one is still, it's still insanely reclusive. The fact that it lives somewhere in the oceans around Draconis, a place that no one really goes to, yeah.
It was very nice of it to talk to us.
Yeah, and not just smite Asif as soon as she came near. Because it could have.
You're not a threat.
No.
Damn. You're right, but damn.
Yeah, you have no idea.
This dude just fucking wrecked an ancient dragon like it was nothing.
Still, very nice of him to not destroy Asif upon
Yeah.
sight.
Like swatting a fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having a holy aura around it is, that's a pretty high level spell.
This guy, is he a paladin or something?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, interesting. Would Asif have seen any, symbols of a god on him, or was he, not a god paladin?
He's not a god paladin.
Fair enough.
Nah, his oath is what gives him his strength.
Oath of vengeance.
Yup.
Probably I figured it was an
Yeah.
oath of the sea.
No.
Oath of the open sea.
No.
But Oath of Vengeance also makes sense
dragons.
for a giant that hunts dragons.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's single-handedly bringing back the giant dragon war, and he's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he can only do so much. I mean, even...
He just killed 4 dragons.
I mean, yeah, but...
Killed
they're-
one, is in the
not-
process of killing
They
3
were not all
more.
ancient. There was the first one was ancient.
Yeah.
Others were were smaller. Because an orb of dragon kind, it just summons as many dragons as are near it, basically. Within 40 miles of itself. So,
This guy's really cool. I want to be his friend, actually.
if you take the same path, maybe you can try to find him. Give
I help him win the giant dragon war.
give Faradir the ability to breathe water and then just drop her.
No!
Honestly, though, that would be the most terrifying thing I can imagine. Just sinking to the bottom of the ocean and still being alive.
Yeah. Even if she can breathe, she still can't fucking swim, so she just wouldn't drown. Just be walking along the bottom of the ocean.
That would be the worst.
You just wait for us to rescue you.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Faradir's descended from stone giants, so she's fucking dense as hell. Her skin is basically marble.
Well, I gotta go. Good night. Thank
Yep.
you for the session.
Thank you all for playing.
Yes, this was good.
Very good.
I
Nice
like
little
boat.
travel.